Wow. Where's the people? Silence. This is all because of the immigration law.
It's Friday, 11:45 a.m. Ain't not one Mexican inside, not one food truck, no music, no tools going.
The Hispanic workforce is pretty much gone out here.
Our workers, the Hispanics, they will be up there. They don't want this to get wet. All those houses are sold, getting wet more than they have to and getting destroyed by the humidity. Well, they pay for them already.
Usually it'll be worked on every day in, day out. Ain't nobody working, not a soul.
So apparently Florida is in desperate need of construction workers. Imagine that. Yeah. So in the construction industry, they're having a hard time contracting workers. And these extreme temperatures that nobody wants to work in, they're having a hard time finding any gringo workers. But you all were out here complaining, hollering, deport, 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 and they're taking our jobs. And imagine a situation wherein Florida needs construction workers. Hello? Wake up, America. Where's our workers at? Where's these people that are needing all of these jobs? Because apparently there's some openings and there's not a wait list. Might want to go and apply.
Usually it'll be worked on every day in, day out. Ain't nobody working, not a soul.
The Hispanic workforce is pretty much gone out here.
Our workers, the Hispanics, they will be up there. They don't want this to get wet. All those houses are sold, getting wet more than they have to and getting destroyed by the humidity. Well, they pay for them already.
This is not good. This is not good. I'm not seeing a lot of workers here. I'm not seeing a lot of movement going on here. This is not good. From a real estate standpoint, if you're already under contract for a property that's under construction, expect a lot of delays. And if you're looking for a new built property, expect prices to go up because there is a ridiculous shift taking place right now in the workforce. And unfortunately, that check is going to be passed on to us, the consumers. This is so sad.
I would like to talk about something super important right now. I live in a city called Bellingham, Washington. Population about 96,000, and we live like right next to the border, Canadian border. Yesterday, there was one of the biggest raids there has been with ICE. 37 workers were detained. This has already brought literal tears to my eyes that this is what is happening. This is making America great. I am beyond angry and I am upset and I am just horrified that this is our world right now. Border Patrol, staking medical offices, walk-in clinics. I see them everywhere. I am just posting this to reach to people and for it to be a subject of conversation still. This is not okay. This is not making America great. We need to be angry about this.
We need to be angry about this. Some of Americans has been, claiming that undocumented immigrants are taking away our jobs. But now, Trump, listen to them. He did massive deportation. But where is American in the side? My name is Lick. In today's video, we are going to talk about why U.S. construction site now is affected by massive deportation. Remember that credit goes to the owner of the video. Let's get into it.
Latino construction workers and farm workers are not showing up en masse at both construction sites and on farms throughout Florida. This is occurring, I'm sure, throughout the rest of the United States, but I've seen a number of stories, a number of articles the last week or two where they have stopped because here in Florida, between ICE and Governor DeSantis, construction sites and farms are being raided and taking undocumented workers that have broken no laws, that have done no wrong, and taking them away, that are only trying to earn money to help their families survive. And that is their crime. They're trying to earn an honest living, unlike all of these people that Trump just pardoned. We won't even go there yet, but that's another whole story. Remember how Donald Trump said during the election he was only going to go after the criminals, only the criminals. That is just a complete lie, Donald Trump, and it's a lie, because most of the people that are being taken away are not criminal at all. The only crime they've done is try to earn a living. So for all of my Latinos that voted for Donald Trump because you believed his lie, this should wake you up. The man says one thing and clearly does another. This man also has no respect for the law and will say anything and do anything to get elected, as we've seen. Likewise, if you are having a house built, I see many people that were in the process of having houses built, and they've gone to visit the construction sites, and they see there are no workers there. Now they don't know what they're going to do because they've paid to build houses. They've taken out loans, etc., to build houses, and the contractors don't have employees, and there's no one working on the job sites. So we've got all these partially finished homes that the good Lord only knows when and how they'll ever get finished because there are no workers. Florida already had a massive labor shortage before this, and it's only going to get worse. And we're coming into hurricane season with partially built homes. So there you have it. So love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, my burned out light bulbs. If you're having a house built in Florida and you see it all of a sudden stopped, you can thank Donald Trump. If you don't like the prices you see on food in the grocery stores because more crops are not being picked and there's more shortages, not to mention the tariffs and all the other things Donald Trump has caused, you can thank Donald Trump again. Higher prices, higher costs, and shortages. Thank the one responsible, Donald Trump. What a blessing. We are truly lucky to have the Orange Jesus, a felon, as president. What do you think?
They used to say Latino black people are criminals. That's why they need to be deported. But you forget that they are the one who help American economy to grow. Because they work so hard, they never commit to a crime. They just trying to survive, make money, send back home to their family, and you're accusing them to be criminals. They are not. We got a more video like this. Let's watch another one. I will come back with a comment.
Donald Trump's threats of deportation of undocumented immigrants is reverberating through the South Florida economy. Tonight, I had a writer who is a general contractor, and he and I were talking, and he was saying that his subcontractors that do roofing are now not able to get workers to complete the projects that they had submitted bids and he accepted bids for to put new roofs on new houses. And they can't get workers. And he's saying other contractor friends are having the same problem. I'm seeing it on the news. I'm seeing it on social media. I'm seeing it throughout here. So contractors that are attempting to build houses, I'm sure commercial properties and others, are having their undocumented workers not show up. Okay, I've already seen this through farms through Florida. I've seen it through farms through California. I also have had followers in Texas and in Wisconsin say that they're not showing up for the dairy farms, for the cattle ranches, for other places. Workers are not showing up. This will start reverberating through the economy through higher prices and slowdowns. Not to mention the potential impact of the tariffs that Donald Trump has indicated that he may impose starting February 1 on Canada and Mexico, 25% and another 10% on China. But this is impacting the economy here. It will reverberate more through the economy. It did 2 years ago when Governor DeSantis passed his anti-immigration bill here and had many undocumented people leave Florida. It's going to hurt, and we're all going to feel it. And all of the MAGAs are going to start feeling it, and they're going to pretend they don't, just like they've completely forgotten about those high prices they complained about under Biden Now that Trump's in, you don't hear a peep about high prices, do you? Don't hear a peep about lowering inflation. Don't hear a peep about lowering those grocery prices or gas prices. They forget it all. But this is reverberating through the South Florida economy, and I'm sure anywhere there are undocumented workers, it's reverberating there because they're afraid to show up to work now. Thank you, President Trump. This is going to help the American economy, drop it further and further and further. I'm sure you'll blame that on DEI too. I've got another video coming at you and your DEI. Love you from my MAGAs, my Democrats, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. We made MAGAs first, and I don't want to hear from them. They're going to feel it. They can later realize this is not such a great thing. Maybe. If they replace those burned out light bulbs.
MAGA are the one who vote against their interest. This is what's happened to you when you hate, when you're driven by hate. Sometimes they affect your business even though you don't, construction workers are now, afraid to attend, to come to a site because they know they might be detained. So thank you guys for today's video. I hope you like it. See you on another one.